Have you ever tried to meditate or do yoga, but still felt really stressed afterwards? That used to be me. I used to do yoga because I knew that it was meant to be good for your mental health and you're meant to feel all calm afterwards. But sometimes after yoga, I would still feel this kind of pent up energy and stress until I learned what was actually happening in my nervous system. If you feel like you suffer from anxiety more than stress, although they can be very similar, make sure that you watch this video next because this one talks more about anxiety. But let's talk about stress. So when we talk about the nervous system, we're talking about our body's stress response, our flight, fight, freeze, or rest state. Most of us are stuck in this on mode constantly. We have tension in the shoulders, we have shallow breathing, our minds are constantly busy. Our bodies are not actually meant to live this way. Like, we evolved running away from woolly mammoths and saber-toothed tigers. And this is where this response has come from. You know, we had to hunt for food, we had to survive, we had to run away from predators. And then suddenly we have homes, we have the internet, we have food at the supermarket that we can go to. Like, we literally have everything on hand. So that learnt stress from evolving and running away from predators had to go somewhere, and it's ended up going into our minds. This is where yoga can help. But yoga doesn't just relax you. It trains your body to feel safe again. It trains us to get out of that fight or flight mode. So our movement, the breath, our focus, we're literally rewiring how the brain and the body are connecting to each other. Okay, so how can we get rid of this stress? So the first thing is that slow movements send safety signals. We literally just need to slow down. If you're stressed, and you can picture this now, right? The last time you were stressed, what happened? You rush, you move, you're like erratic. It's like, that's what comes out physically, and the mind also races, right? So when we can actually slow down, even though it might feel a bit more stressful to start with, that helps to send that signal to your brain that you are safe, okay? To start with, you're gonna be like, why the hell am I doing this? Like, it feels really weird. But it's going to help. We're training that brain to recognize that you are actually safe. Nothing's gonna hurt you right now. You're not gonna get eaten by a woolly mammoth. Everything is fine. This shift activates your parasympathetic system, your rest and digest mode. And this is why it's so beneficial to focus on one task at a time. Okay, so when we have 10 tabs open on our laptop and we're doing 10 different things at once, and we're trying to sort the kids, and we're trying to have breakfast, and we're trying to do the washing, our body gets overwhelmed. It's no wonder, right? Especially as mums, when we have so much to do and we're constantly thinking about other people, it's no wonder we get overwhelmed, and it's no wonder our brain starts sending that stress signal around, right? So we need to slow down. We need to just focus on one task at a time. Now, I know I'm a mum, okay? So I know that most of you are going to be like, I haven't got time for that. I need to do 5 things at one time to actually get this stuff done. Like, otherwise, who's going to do it? But what does it matter? What does it matter if the washing hasn't been put on at that exact moment? Does it matter if last night dishes are still on the side because you're sorting out your child? Like, honestly, does it really matter? Okay, this is, again, training. It's training our brain to know that it's not the end of the world. That's not going to kill us, okay? Not having the washing machine on, leaving dirty dishes on the side, that is not going to kill you. There was, oh my God, I do not remember her name now. If anybody knows her name, drop it in the comments. There's this woman on TikTok. She trains people to get out of this state by doing things that you would not want to do. She will sit there with a cup of coffee and just let go and let it smash on the floor. And she will say stuff like, I'm still alive, it's fine. I can clean it up. There's nothing wrong with this. And when you see that, most people's reactions, their body tense, they're like, oh my God, why did she just do that? Because it's such a stress response. But what is the big deal? It's just a cup. It's just coffee. You can wipe it up. You can clean it up. So if anybody remembers her name, drop it in the comments. And I highly suggest that you go check her out. If I can find it later on, I will drop it in the comments. But this is what I mean about training the brain. Okay, it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. And you're gonna notice that you keep falling back into the same patterns, okay? It takes practice, it takes time. Just start with one simple thing, right? Have a slow morning, maybe have a slow lunchtime, maybe have a slow evening, and then start building it up for the rest of the day, because I guarantee you're gonna feel so much better afterwards. Okay, the second thing is that breath is your remote control. Like with the slow movement, when we slow down the breathing, we are also sending that signal to the brain that you can slow down, that everything's fine, you're safe, there's nothing wrong. When you slow down your breathing, you slow down the heart rate. When you slow down the heart rate, you slow down your nervous system. That sends the signal to the brain that everything's fine. And it literally all starts with the breath. So when you breathe through your nose, you actually tone the vagus nerve that goes down right into your body. This nerve is the key nerve that controls your heart rate. So taking slow inhales and exhales through the nose is going to help you calm down. This is why we do so much nose breathing in yoga. In fact, one of my first videos I ever had on this channel was a breathing exercise explaining this. In fact, I will link it up here and I'll link it in the comments. So go and watch that one after, because this breath is amazing. It's actually one of my first videos like 4 years ago that I posted on this channel, because it is so powerful. And it makes sense, right? Like if you think about when you're scared or you're in a panic, what is the first thing that most people would tell you to do? They'll tell you to breathe. Like stop, breathe, take a breath. Why do you think people say take a breath? Because it literally helps to slow you down and calm you down. Okay, so the third thing that some people might not agree with is stillness only works after movement. If your body is in a really high alert state, jumping into a meditation or shavasana is not going to work. That's why yoga before stillness can help to get rid of that energy so that you can then find the stillness after. So we want to get that stress out of the body before we can relax. It's no good. Imagine now, oh my God, how many of you, give me a thumbs up if this has happened to you, has had somebody say to you, chill out, just relax. Oh my God. And what does that do? It frustrates you even more. Why? Because you can't. You can't just suddenly flick a switch and you're relaxed and you're calm, right? I mean, my goodness. Yeah, that would be absolutely freaking amazing if that could happen, but it can't. We have to get that stress and that energy out. One thing that I absolutely love to do, and it might seem a little bit crazy, but if you are a stressed out mum, my number one tip here, punch the hell out of a pillow. Okay, I've got my yoga bolster. I use that. I give it my all. I literally transfer all of that energy into the bolster. Once I've done that, I then feel so much calmer. So then I do my movement, I do my yoga practice, and then I can find stillness. But just to come into that stillness would be impossible for me. I would be sat there irritated, I'd be looking around, my mind would be going. You know, you have to get that energy out. And this is why, you know, especially as mums, we do this with our kids, right? We're like, oh, we need to get them out, we need to get them to the park or something. But do you ever do that to yourself? Do you ever think, I need to get this energy out? When we've shifted that energy, it's so much easier to think more clearly, to stay calmer, and to be ourselves without that added stress. Okay, so what can you do right now to help yourself if you're stressed? Here's your exercise, right? I want you to do 30 to 1 minute of vigorous movement. This could be dancing, it could be jumping, star jumps, it could be punching the pillow. Do something that's really fast and energizing. Next, I want you to do gentle movements. This could be hip circles, it could be cat-cow. I want you to do something to slow that heart rate down, but you're still moving. Then I want you to do 1 minute of deep breathing in and out through the nose. And then I want you to rest. You can rest in child's pose if you find that comfortable. You can rest with your legs up the wall. You can even just rest in shavasana. And I want you to know you're not broken. Your body just needs safety. And yoga and this routine can give you the tools to get you there. Okay, thank you so much for watching this. I would love to know how you get on with these exercises. So come back and let me know. And if you need guidance in your movement, I do have vinyasa classes and yin classes here on this channel. The vinyasa classes are a little bit more fast-paced. The yin classes are really slowed down, okay? So it's really good to do the vinyasa and then the yin, or do the vinyasa in the morning and do the yin in the evening. So do the class that's on screen now if you want to do this along with me, and I will see you next time.